Gaffer, let's start off with the signing of Richard Keogh. What's he going to bring to the group?
Experience, great talker, great communicator. We have a very young group, and I think that he will help be another voice on the pitch for me. And hopefully, he's had a little bit of a break, probably 3 to 4 weeks maybe, but he looks refreshed. He's not going to be as quick as he was years ago, we know that, but that's what happens with age. But his experience and his positioning and talking to the players around him could be invaluable. So when you think about what's out there on the free agent list now, it's very, very difficult to get somebody the quality of Richard. I've known him since he was 16. I've kept in touch with him sporadically throughout his career. I know what I'm getting. I trust him. That's not to say I don't trust any of the other boys. I'm still getting to know them. I've just known Richard a lot longer. So I think he'll bring plenty to the group. So, I know that going forward in the latter part of the season, for us, his contract until the end of the season is an absolute no-brainer for us. And when you think about what's out there and what's available, I think it's not just about what Richard can bring on the pitch, it's what he can bring off the pitch. Because, if you look at the two guys that have come in now, they've been older guys in Christian and Richard being older than Christian. If you have a look at them, they're impeccable professionals. And I don't think you can have enough of them when you've got a young dressing room. So I had a young dressing room at Bristol City, and then I put Wade Elliott in it and Aaron Wilbraham in it. And they were absolutely different class and looked after that dressing room for me. And when I look at some of the signings that I've had over the years, I signed Aaron Wilbraham when he was 34. Fantastic, went on to play till he was 40. Incredible professional, great guy, just absolutely top draw. Graham Alexander, I signed him when he was 36 from Preston North End. He was a right back and he wasn't getting in the team, and I played him central midfield, and he always says it put 2 more years on his career, and he ended up going from not playing in the Championship to playing in the Premier League. So those two, sort of stand out for me really. And as long as you get a good professional and you're not asking them to be a tricky winger when they're that age, predominantly when they're in the centre of the pitch, they can do okay.
You mentioned how proud you were of the lad's character last week, but that little period where it went from 2-0 to 3-2, is Richard somebody who could almost stop that from happening, do you think? Maybe.
Sometimes when you're out there, it's easier than stopping it happening when you're 100 feet away from them. So yeah, that all happened so quick last week. You almost couldn't catch your breath with it, which was, I don't know, disappointing really, considering there was a couple of things that we had worked on and we had talked about, and then conceded from them. Not necessarily the immediate part of the goal, but sometimes in the build-up. So yeah, that was... Look, at the end of the day, sometimes you're better off with that being a learning curve now than when there's like 2 games to go. So there's nothing we can do about it, absolutely nothing. So we dealt with that after the game. We dealt with it again briefly on Monday morning, but then obviously had to pick out the good points as well on Monday morning, because there was certainly plenty of those.
And what can we expect from Mansfield on Saturday?
Good team, good in possession. Obviously a team full of confidence at this moment in time. So, we've got to make sure that we try and remember some of the things that we've done throughout training this week, because there's a lot of information that they've had. You just hope that when you're giving it them, it's not It's not overload.